There are a few reasons that relate to the prerequisites as to why Jonestown failed and Tibetan Buddhism succeeded. And I think one of them for Jonestown is that Jones, he lacked credibility later on. And, in Jonestown, he was kind of the charismatic leader, and, he came up with ideas behind the religion, and he recruited those people. So when he started to lose his own credibility, it really became an issue because there was no clear line of succession. And since it was a new religion, people didn't really have time to create, new religious laws that would govern the group. And I think one other major issue with Jonestown is that they had trouble recruiting people. And when a religion can't recruit people, it becomes extraordinarily difficult for them to last a generation. And I think that Tibetan Buddhism has been more successful not only because they have a clear line of succession with the Dalai Lama, but also they still recruit people to this day. To continue with that, I think that Tibetan Buddhism is much more successful because they're set up for the long run, and they do this by, having a clear line of succession, and there will be, kind of an issue when the current Dalai Lama dies, because I think China has either said that they're going to choose the next Dalai Lama or there won't be another one. So I think that's going to be an issue because there are some people who might believe the Chinese version or the Chinese Dalai Lama. And then other people want to believe the more traditional version, which is the free line of Buddhism. But I think that, they'll probably be able to weather the storm mainly because they still have quite a few true believers who believe in the ideology behind it and believe in the mission. And I think that as long as they continue to recruit people, they'll still be successful. One more aspect that makes Tibetan Buddhism a lot more successful than Jonestown is that they have a more diverse set of believers, because for Jonestown, it was a small group to start out with, which made it pretty difficult, but also most of those people were out of the mainstream, and I think most people would agree they probably developed a religion that most people wouldn't want to follow. But I think for Tibetan Buddhism, they have a lot of people who are members, and not just in, sorry, that was my dog. They have quite a few members who aren't just, Tibetan. They have people in the United States who believe that way, in Europe. So their group is a lot more diverse, and I think this enables them to weather storms a lot better because they're just more spread out. And if something happens to one group, if they stop believing, they still have others that they can lean back on. But I think one issue for them will be when this Dalai Lama dies, because I think the Chinese government has said they won't accept the next Dalai Lama. So using the spectrum of acceptance and rejection in society, and in order to explain the Jonestown mass suicide, I think probably they're on the far right end of the spectrum. They were a cult, and they were going against what mainstream society says to do. So a lot of people in mainstream society wouldn't want to believe what they believe. So I think this caused them to probably feel like they wouldn't have much of a chance, at changing society. And I think that, coupled with, having kind of a crazy leader, led them to their mass suicide.